Good afternoon, KC. It's supposed to be in the mid-60s today, and then tomorrow in the 70s, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Doing something a little bit different today. If you've seen me around lately, you know I've been on a BMX bike called a Arose Downtown 26. Typical BMX frame, one brake in the rear. It's just a rim brake, and that's what you get. Now, the nice thing about BMX bikes for me are that they're really easy. I don't need specialized shoes. I can ride in jeans if I want. They're super comfortable, super simple. Problems with the bike are that it's a single speed bike. We're in Kansas City, we have hills, and this bike takes a little bit more effort, takes a lot of leg strength. On top of that, there's no seat. I mean, there is a seat, but it's pretty low. It doesn't go up much higher than that. You're standing almost all the time. I wanted to take this bike onto the mountain bike trails. The bike's brakes are pretty much non-existent. Or if a corner comes up, you're kind of screwed. You're gonna have to use your foot and pretend you're Fred Flintstone or something. It's sketchy. But then Joe over at Volker Cycles came up with this idea. This is the OM Duro XL from SE. Sorry about the chair, I don't know how else to hold that bike up. This bike is a BMX bike, but it's on 27.5 inch or 650B wheels. There's definitely mountain bike size wheels, but the tires are 3 inches wide. This is kind of a hybrid between BMX, mountain biking, and a fat bike. It's based around the old OM Flyer that SE is known for. I'm excited to give this thing a go. So what I want to know is, does this thing climb like a mountain bike does? Is it as comfy on the trails, but does it still handle with the same playful nimbleness that you get out of a regular BMX bike? I'm going to take this bike, I'm going to take my other BMX bike out to the Leawood Park trails down south and ride them both, do a couple laps, and see what the impression is. You guys are going to come along with me. I'm going to hurry up and get down to Leawood Park, and in fact, I don't have time to talk about it. We just got to get there right. Boom, like that, I'm back. I'm now at Leawood Park. I am jumping on this bike first. We'll come back and switch bikes and see what's up. Okay, so I'm spent. Verdict is, the bike's a lot of fun, but it's more fun on the street, whether I'm commuting or at the skate park. If this had a better front brake and maybe smaller gearing, where I could pedal up as easy as I can ride on the flat, this bike would be perfect, but it does not have that. I right now have an OM Duro in my possession, so let's go back to the car, go and put that bike together, and then come back out here and see if there's any difference. Next up is this beast. So these wheels are 27.5 inch plus wheels, a little bit larger than those 26 inch wheels behind it. You have a derailleur here because it's geared. This dropper post I had Zach add over at Volker just to annoy Britain. This is going to be my first impression of the bike. I have yet to ride it, so we'll both be kind of experiencing this together. Let's hope that it's a good positive review. Otherwise I'm going to be pissed off that I drove all the way out here for nothing, but let's check it out. A couple things right off the bat. Front wheel, there's a small disc on it, but you'll notice the axle's fairly short, so even though it's a BMX bike, no adding pegs, I don't think that's possible. The dropouts up front, they're just painted. I've already scratched them up and just transporting the bike over here. I'll just have to take care of those and put some clear coat on them every once in a while, make sure they don't rust. This paint job is beautiful. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It has a nice small flake in the blue paint. Really good looking bike. I've only had it on top of the car to get it over here, and I've already had compliments, so that's kind of funny. These tires are an entire inch wider than the last bike. They're pretty much fat bike tires. And they're noisy, but they're really soft and cushy. Let's check this thing out. Ooh, gear changes are quick. These wide tires are kind of confidence inspiring. So right now it feels like my actual single speed mountain bike, except that it's kind of floaty, a little bouncy. I think it's those tires. The sidewall says a max of only 30 PSI. I had over 60 in the 26 inch BMX just now. I'm used to shifting a BMX bike. Kind of weird. Ooh, that's different. Got to do a climb. See how this goes.
no problem. Oh, easy. So far I'm liking this as a mountain bike. Again, this is my first time riding it. My brain's not working right now because I'm out of breath, but so far so good. Big tires, no problem. Here's that climb I messed up before. That still was tough. Log. Yeah, no problem. Okay, despite what it looks like, this is a mountain bike. This ride's just as nice as my actual mountain bike. This is great. Too many cookies, y'all. Oh, amazing. If there was anything wrong with that, it was that I didn't have the right gear chosen. I'm not used to having a gear on a bike that feels like a BMX bike, but coasts like a mountain bike. It jumps. I'll be honest though, I should have wore shorts. Gearing up, gearing up. Oh, this is a blast. Another thing I'm not used to with this bike is that there is a front brake. The other bike, not so much. Ooh, that's narrow. This bike is confidence inspiring. Well, at least compared to the other one. And to be fair, that bike doesn't belong on a trail. Magic. Looks like it's coming to the end of my time here. The sun's starting to set. It's starting to get a little dark out. I'm gonna do one lap with this camera, which has image stabilization, so you can kind of see what Leawood looks like. It's a really easy progressive course. I can say course, trail. Check it out, hope you enjoy.
Okay gang, I had recorded a clip discussing my impressions of this bike, but somehow I lost it, so I'm going to use this voiceover to handle it, and I apologize ahead of time for the lack of quality or any weirdness in the sound. First, I have to admit this bike handles remarkably familiar, and what I mean by that is that I was hoping that the OM Duro would ride just like a BMX bike. Truth is, it does. It turns well, soaks up the bumps, jumps, and manuals just like my plus size BMX. But one of the things I have to work around, or at least get used to, is the size of the OM Duro's tires. I do have a dedicated mountain bike that has the same size wheels as the OM Duro, but that bike's tires are 1.8 inches in width. This OM Duro is 3 inches wide as far as the tires, and with low pressure, it kind of just rolls over everything. It does turn a bit slower than what I'm used to for my BMX, and slower still for my mountain bike, but with more seat time, I'm sure I'll get used to it. Speaking of mountain bikes, let's be honest, this bike is a mountain bike. Crisp gear changes, responsive braking, and the ability not to only take a drop, but roll over rocks and roots. This bike could have streamers and a bell and I would still roll through local trails. It's pretty fun. BMX, MTB, whatever, lots of fun. Despite being listed as nearly 40 pounds dry, it was just as easy to push around as my mountain bike. Although note, climbing is really where you notice those extra pounds as the bike's all steel frame. I think SC did a good job in not only creating a fun, funky twist on an already tried and true bike like the OM Flyer, but by adding gears, dropper boast capability, disc brakes, the OM Duro actually works as a trail-capable bicycle. It's a burly beast and it's fun. And with its looks, I get a lot of compliments, even while I was here on Leewood setting up the camera for different shots. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you have any questions, feel free to let us know via the comments. If you need a SE OM Duro for yourself, check with your local bike shop, or if you're here in KC, check with Volker Cycles and ask for Britton, as he is in love with this bike. As usual, thanks for tuning in with us. Please like and subscribe. Remember that the next group ride is on the 19th, which is less than a week away, and we hope to see you then. Thanks.